Thank you for taking time to view the Safe Boundaries curriculum. By the end of this presentation, you will see the inside of the personal living and for the workplace curriculum and how it can be utilized in progression or as a situation or need presents itself. The most unique component of the Safe Boundaries curriculum is how accessible each lesson is and how it can be tailored to suit your needs. We will be reviewing the components of both the personal living and for the workplace curriculum. But let's get started with the personal living curriculum. First and foremost, you will see Community Options and Resources, or CORE, received its copyright for Safe Boundaries in 2006. All rights are reserved. However, there are elements which are expected to be copied for training purposes. These areas will be discussed as they are presented. After purchasing and downloading the curriculum, you will first see the preface and samples for all those you will be maintaining contact with regarding attending Safe Boundaries classes. These samples have been prepared for you for your convenience, so you do not need to recreate any forms. The preface explains how Community Options and Resources came to create this compact curriculum, which answers all questions and addresses our common understanding in person-centered thinking, service recipient rights, human development, and sexuality. All activities and approaches taught in each lesson have been perfected after years of learning firsthand what works and what doesn't, making this curriculum a well-researched program. After reading the preface, you will find we providers have more in common and are in search for the same tools to address universal questions and situations in daily life. It is very important to get the approval for participation from the service recipient's legal guardians due to the content taught. This is commonly presented at the time of admission and can be used as an asset to receiving services from you, the provider. CORE provides this curriculum free to all people to whom CORE is providing services. However, there is a fee of $250 per course for people attending who do not receive services from CORE. Once you purchase the curriculum and start teaching, Safe Boundaries can become a revenue and investment for your provider. The outside cost for attendance would be at your discretion. The course overview explains the breakdown of each course within the personal living curriculum. There are no surprises. We have found that the guardians are relieved to find that you, the provider, will be addressing the taboo topics most people find awkward or fear addressing. Safe Boundaries gives you the tools to teach confidently and competently, thus enhancing the self-esteem, confidence, and competence within each service recipient attending classes. The announcement for educators and providers is created to introduce Safe Boundaries to faculty and staff. We found this most helpful when teaching in a public or private educational school institution. It is vital that teachers are aware of what is being taught. Reassure them they are not expected to teach, and most importantly, reiterate the concepts taught in everyday conversations. Knowing what is being taught helps to desensitize the awkwardness of questions when a teacher or faculty member may be approached with, and gives a universal language when responding. Consistency is key, and this will be discussed later in the curriculum with the concepts for staff. Once purchased, the curriculum can be easily downloaded. The curriculum itself is very well organized and designed to be kept in a binder for the instructor. Each section is designed for easy access to follow a progressive class or to find a lesson at an immediate time of need, such as bullying, hygiene, or sexual intimacy. Personal Living contains 4 courses, each with 6 lesson plans, worksheets, and concepts for staff. Each course contains 4 major sections. It is suggested you create tabs to maintain organization. The course tab simply separates each course, followed by detailed lesson plans. The third section contains the uniquely coded worksheets. Finally, the last section are the concepts for staff. We'll discuss each of these sections in more detail. Immediately after each course tab, you will see a course overview. This summarizes the concepts which will be taught in that particular course. This is efficient when approached by a case manager, guardian, staff, or advocate inquiring particular course topics. Some of the subject matter can trigger questions or reservations. So you can see on the bottom of each page our motto when approaching any awkward situation. Think core. Control your response, open your minds, and respond with facts. Following the course review, each course has its own table of contents explaining in detail each lesson's subject matter, the list of worksheets for that course, and the concepts for staff. If you see only 5 lessons, it is simply because it is combined with another lesson due to the lesson being hands-on or putting actions into practice. Each lesson is written in the formal Madeline Hunter format, which includes each of the sections in the following slides. This format makes it easy for anyone to teach. You do not need to be a formal educator. All that is required is that an instructor has the conviction of the program, the courage and desire to teach, creativity, and the desire to have fun. The first main component are the objectives of each class. These objectives not only explain the goals of each lesson, but can be used as a guide when writing individual programs for people receiving services. The next component lists the materials which will be needed for each class. This may include common items such as a computer and projector, but also include specific worksheets and props. In a few slides, you will see in the detailed instructions when each specific material should be integrated in the lesson through the guided practice. Here at CORE, many materials have been collected over the years. But don't let that overwhelm you. Outside of the worksheets that are provided, most props and materials are common items that can be found at home, through donations, or at a minimal cost such as a dollar store. Some common items we have found and used are old magazines, emptied and cleaned pop or alcohol bottles with lids, emptied cigarette packs, dishes, artificial bread, fruits, or vegetables, an old steering wheel donated by an auto mechanic, laminated signs, clean towels, etc. Let your imagination go wild with ideas and take time to collect your supply of unique materials. Your creativity and desire to have an active class alone will motivate you to increase your props and supplies. Having an opening mixer is very important in welcoming all those attending the class. Sharing success stories is important, but can be time-consuming. So here are some other mixers we've used. Thumb balls are wonderful icebreakers which can be purchased through many sites on the internet and also interjected in class activities, such as the emotion thumb ball. We have also found that starting and ending a class with a brief success story about a person with intellectual or developmental disabilities found on YouTube, through television episodes, and social media can be quite inspiring. The resources are as vast as your imagination. Always keep your eyes open on social media for opportunities to share success stories. It helps to build self-esteem, which is the foundation of safe boundaries. The instructions are written in a very detailed turnkey format. It begins by explaining the purpose of the instruction, so when the instructor is preparing to teach, they have a better understanding of the content and message being sent. Throughout each lesson, there are messages to the instructor explaining the importance of components, for a deeper understanding of purpose and intent. The guided practice will walk you through the integration of each specific material mentioned on the first page of the lesson plan. There may be one or more areas where instruction is interrupted with a guided practice. Interjecting a guided practice or activity will help keep the attention and interest of the attendees, provide hands-on practice, as well as assisting in classroom management. Closing activities are important to end the class. The most important closing activity, which is the walk of confidence. This is when each person, staff included, find the confidence to look at themselves in the mirror and state one positive affirmation to themselves. The main goal is for each person to leave feeling more knowledgeable and confident. We have found that people with intellectual disabilities show the most courage, bravery, and honesty in this activity. Ironically, we are to be the role models, but in the walk of confidence, people with intellectual disabilities will become your role model. Also, it's important for the attendees to know there is no homework or tests. Many people attending Safe Boundaries have completed school and are working adults. The intent of Safe Boundaries is to have a fun, informative class, guiding each person to lead a full life of knowledge, empowerment, and safe choices. Each lesson is written in conjunction with a PowerPoint. Throughout each lesson, it is written in specific detail which slides of the PowerPoint coordinate with each particular section. This is specifically helpful when preparing to teach, making the curriculum user-friendly. PowerPoints are able to be downloaded as part of your purchase. Each PowerPoint is color-coded to match each course. If you are teaching Course 1, each PowerPoint will have a yellow background. Course 2, a green background. Course 3, a blue background. And Course 4, an orange background. If you are teaching Course 2, but open a PowerPoint with a blue background, you will be immediately reminded your lessons and PowerPoints are not in sync. As previously stated, your list of materials will state which specific worksheets are needed for the lesson. The guided practice will let you know when to integrate a particular worksheet, but it's important to understand the unique code system created for each course's worksheets. In this example, the guided practice calls for worksheet 2-A. You'll also find this code on the bottom of the worksheet. The number 2 tells you this worksheet is from Course 2. The letter A tells you it is the first worksheet for this course. Worksheet codes progress as needed, such as worksheet 2-B, 2-C, or for another course, 4-C, 4-D. So if for some reason a worksheet becomes misplaced, you can easily see where to put it away within your curriculum. The success of Safe Boundaries will not be shown in statistical data. Instead, it is shown in the retention at the end of each course and success stories showing positive changes in a person's daily living and reduction in negative target symptoms. On the last day of each class, we have found the review most looked forward to is bingo. This allows a review to be fun and allows each person another trip to win a prize from the treasure chest. The last set of worksheets for each course are a variety of bingo cards and tailored questions specifically written for content covered in that course. You'll be amazed at the ease of instructors, staff, and attendees speaking words, topics, and concepts which were once considered taboo. One of the most vital components of the curriculum are the staff concepts. There is one written for each lesson. Each staff concept is a summary of the information taught in that particular class. It helps staff to know and understand the language being taught and how to use it in all environments. Staff concepts can be shared with all of those who engage in the daily living of a person, including legal guardians, family, work centers, and case managers. To make staff concepts more accessible for staff in the homes, we suggest each home have a booklet containing all the staff concepts for each course. The staff concepts are then a resource they can refer to as a question or situation arises. It is also helpful to bring staff concepts to a staff meeting or house meeting and review any current situations or concerns currently presented in the home or outside environment. It can also be used as a prelude to the subject matter being taught at the next upcoming class. Staff concepts are the universal language binding the connection between people receiving services and all the people with whom they associate. Consistency is the key to success. We at Community Options and Resources encourage the question, how is safe boundaries going within the home? As much as the importance of a question such as, are Joe Smith's meds working as intended? Everyone must be on the same page of beliefs, convictions, and approaches. You're only as strong as your weakest link. The review of safe boundaries for the workplace is uniquely written and organized in the same manner as personal living. Instead of 4 courses, For the Workplace is 1 course with 6 lessons. The main focus and intent is for people with intellectual disabilities to understand that their work and workplace is a real job and is to be taken seriously. It is not intended as a place solely used for social interaction or dating. Also, the expectations at their workplace is the same as anyone else, including showing up to work on time, dressing appropriately, following direction, time management for breaks, and more. Permission slips are not included in this curriculum since attending is part of a work expectation. Also, the material does not address sensitive topics found in the Personal Living, Human Development, and Sexuality curriculum. Facilities currently using the For the Workplace curriculum have tailored their own programs, such as Opportunity Partners, who has implemented OK to Work, which is a 15-minute safe boundaries session at the beginning of the workday. It is used to mentally prepare people with the understanding that this is a real job with real expectations. Not only has this reduced inappropriate social behaviors, it has increased production and safety. MRCI WorkSource is another WorkSource provider who has used safe boundaries for the workplace for many years and has created their own Promises in Action, which includes a list of expectations while in the workplace on how to treat one another. This is a visual reminder for staff as well as applied with people receiving services. After making your investment, all material is available for immediate download. However, to save you time and meet your immediate needs, you are also able to download each curriculum and coordinating PowerPoints separately and out of numeric order. Thank you for taking time to view the Safe Boundaries curriculum. We look forward to you bringing this quality program to your services.